this is the cutting edge. We want us to tell you that we're going to have a link up, outside link up with Andrew Mason Caribbean Premier League T20 competition. Trinidad Night Riders versus Jamaica Talawas. So, make a line this up. Well. Once again, this is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. We're there with you on next Wednesday night. So, the program busy, you know. Program busy. And the other day pass and gone, you know. And the sports took over part of the holiday too. Yes, the sport took over part of the holiday, and we say what was anticipated by the Jamaican team was not to be a fairy tale thing, but we give thanks. Usain Bolt is still the greatest and fastest runner still alive. It's just weird that I have never watched a sports game yet where the winner get booed. It's weird. I mean, we are watching this thing and Yatlin win and the place, the stadium go up in a booing. It's the first time I've seen that in my life, where the winner get booed. You know, it's really unusual for that to happen. But one, you know, Sanjay, who they are with me tonight again, very, very dedicated, I must say. You know, she's there till 2 o'clock and after. I noticed that now, so she starts stay after 2 now. When I go to bed, sleep, and I wake up, she's still there. But we want to yell up and give thanks that she have that stamina as a little petite lady. She stand up with me. Okay. Stand up with me and the other announcer who come after. Okay, so we start out with the what you shall look for me to know. Yeah. Thump me in my mouth. Okay. Delaware, we start out with Greg Isaacs. So we do this next one. We have on the line here Brother Makusa Dada, Willie Ricks. He will be here on the Marcus Garvey tribute, which is happening not this Sunday, but next Sunday, right here in IRFM car park here. A very interesting group of speakers this year. I think this is the most speakers we ever had in just one lick. But we want to speak to Brother Ricks. Good night. Good night.
Yes, Mukasa Dada.
Ah, yes, Mukasa Dada. How you doing?
I'm doing great, my African brother.
All right, where you calling from? Where we calling
Atlanta,
from?
Georgia.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay. I used to hear the name from a longer time. I hope it's the same person I'm talking to. From the Black Power movement and
yes,
Martin Luther King movement and this.
Yeah, the Black Power movement. I helped burn down over 50 cities in the United States and helped go against all their wars in Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Vietnam, and any war the United States fought. I support Cuba right now. They're attacking Cuba as we talk. Venezuela and other revolutionary governments throughout the world.
Yes.
We all have to organize and try to unite Africa like Marcus Garvey talked about.
So in this time now, what is your movement like now?
Well, our movement is nothing but the extension of the Marcus Garvey Back to Africa movement. Our movement is to fight for Pan-Africanism, fight for socialism, where we can take all what the rich have and give to the poor people and the people that has been enslaved and oppressed around the world. Take the Africa and get all the imperialists out of Africa and the white people out of Africa from stealing our diamonds, gold, oil, rubber, zinc, and other richness, and use it for the benefit of African people throughout the world, and that includes Jamaica. So Africa is, we are being exploited.
Yeah,
Even though we have the resources on our land, they're controlled by foreigners from other countries. We got diamonds and gold and silver and copper and pearl and fruits and vegetables in Africa, but they're controlled by foreign countries. Yeah. Just like Jamaica have bauxite, but it's controlled by foreign countries.
All right, Dada. All right, that as a one who has been there from a longer time, and we know the same reasoning that they control all our things. And what is it that should be done or is being done to, as you say, get the imperialists out of Africa? What is being done?
Well, there are many people that's trying to educate our people, trying to organize organizations, trying to organize forces that can fight and began to force these people out. We have to take the methods and tactics of Cuba, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Idi Amin Dada in Uganda, many other people who have stood up, Vietnam, even Iraq and Syria. We have to take the tactics of these people. We have to see how can we unite the Caribbean.
And what is the statics? What is the statics that we talk about? Because there must be a philosophy behind the tactics, eh?
Teaching, fighting, guerrilla warfare, liberation. We have to liberate Africa. Where is the black man's land, the African's land? Where is his government? Where is his army? Where is his nation?
Makusa.
Yes, sir.
We understand the rhetoric about the black man need to do this and the black man need to do that. I'm asking you, as a one who has been there for a long time, what is the process by which you are going to do these things? We know about guerrilla warfare and guerrilla tactics and all these things, but what is it? What is it that we see a set of government in Africa right now and in the Caribbean that don't have Africa interests at heart? The people them who stand up for Marcus Garvey and Liberty, what would you say we should do practically?
Well, we have to go to the masses of the people and begin to educate them, to teach them to love themselves, love Africa, love Garvey, love revolution, and do the same thing and organize a mass movement against all these weak, crooked governments that operate for the foreign powers and not for the people. We have to organize and force these people out and bring in revolutionary political conscious forces that's ready to work for the liberation of the people. The poor people, the hungry people, have to now have a voice, and they have to organize their own voice.
All right, given that Africa is a continent and not a country, what form of government you would say would be suitable to really bring Africa to a just state?
Well, the only just government and just system in the world is the one that they use in Cuba, or the ones they use everywhere in the world that want justice for the people. To help the masses of the people is socialism. We need socialism like what they're trying to, like Hugo Chavez was trying to do in Venezuela. Socialism says that it takes everything from the rich people and give it to the poor, and give the people the best education, give the people the best health care, give the people the best schools, give the people decent houses and toilets to live in, and what have you. We have to raise the standards of the living of the people, and the only system that's willing to do that is scientific socialism.
So how that fit with Marcus Garvey philosophy? Because I know that Marcus Garvey was really with the communist and socialism philosophy. How that fit with Marcus Garvey philosophy?
Because he was a socialist. He believed that all the people should have. So this is just Marcus Garvey's philosophy. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-Africanist, and within Pan-Africanism you have socialism.
So you're talking about a philosophy. You're talking about socialism from a Marcus Garvey perspective. Because most of it, you just said Cuba a while ago, and one could not say that Cuba is a Marcus Garvey state as such. So when you say, the first time when I asked you say Cuba, so I am thinking that you're talking about the system that Castro free Cuba with, which is communism, socialist communism, whatsoever. I am seeing that you are more emphasizing.
Communism, socialism are both very, very good system, and it
but Marcus Garvey was very anti-communism.
Who's anti-communist?
Marcus Garvey.
No, Marcus Garvey was not. Marcus
Garvey, in the philosophy and opinions, is very anti-communist.
He was anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist.
Well, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but Marcus Garvey speak against communism.
No problem, but he was talking about what the foreign governments and other white governments was doing because they weren't including Africa and they were still exploiting Africa. But he would have a just economic system where we would put a toilet in every house, we would put food in every house, we would put schools for every child, and we would take the economics of the country and use it for the benefit of the people in the country and stop the imperialist foreigners from taking our bauxite, taking our apples, taking our mangoes, and using it for foreign abroad. So the economic system that we would use is an economic system that's based for the people. And we know it's not capitalism. We know it's not imperialism.
All right, so I want to say, all right, we're in Marcus Garvey philosophy.
Yes, sir.
Expound communism. Can you say Marcus Garvey
is just an economic system where everything that the rich people have will be taken away from them and given to the poor people in the forms of benefits for medicine, schools,
not
education,
trying to ask you a question, you know, sir. You said the same thing them where you say over the years. I'm saying to you, where in Marcus Garvey philosophy, he shows himself as a communist. Where can I find that information that he specified that communism is the way to go?
Well, if you look at Kwame Nkrumah...
No, not Kwame Nkrumah. I'm not talking about Kwame Nkrumah. Mr. B, I know who Kwame Nkrumah is. Kwame Nkrumah is a socialist. I'm saying Marcus Garvey, who's the father of Pan-Africanism.
Yes,
I am asking you where in Marcus Garvey philosophy him talk about...
You can't have Pan-Africanism without having a just economic system.
I understand that, sir, but I am saying to you, where in Marcus Garvey philosophy he speaks that communism is the way to go. Where you get that from? I'd find that.
I didn't say Marcus Garvey said all of it.
No, communism. You mentioned...
would be a socialist economic system that would make sure everybody have. Marcus Garvey was not a greedy person. Marcus Garvey hated capitalism.
But Marcus Garvey was not a communist.
He hated
Marcus Garvey was not a communist.
And the economic system that he would endorse would be scientific socialism.
Marcus Garvey did not endorse socialist communism as proposed by you by Fidel Castro. He was not in agreement with communism, Marxism, or socialism.
Is anything wrong with socialism?
No, I am saying to you, we are talking about Marcus Garvey, and you mentioned...
No, we're talking about feeding and clothing
I am talking about that too, but you are putting it under an
heading. We're talking
heading.
about how do we unite Africa?
Yeah, but you are putting it under a political heading called communism.
Feed everybody in the Caribbean?
You are putting it under a heading called communism, scientific socialism. You are putting it under heading. And I'm saying to you, the first time you mentioned that scientific socialism, you said Castro, you said Cuba, and I'm saying to you
I said Castro, I said China, I said Vietnam.
Yeah, and I'm saying to you that Marcus Garvey did not preach scientific socialism or communism. As a matter of fact, he saw it as an enemy to African people.
He had no choice. It's either two economic systems in the world, capitalism and imperialism, or communism and socialism. Which one you think he would choose?
He did not choose communism. He did not choose communism. Marcus Garvey did not choose communism.
Well, all the conscious people in the world and all the people of justice and freedom and liberation chooses socialism. Everybody in the world that's working for the interests of the masses of the people, all of them choose socialism. Every one of them.
Okay, sir. So what will...
So if you want a just economic system and want freedom for the people and want food and clothes for all the people and want to end the exploitation of the people, you have no choice but to talk about socialism.
Okay. Well, we are looking forward to seeing you.
I'm looking forward to being in your country, and that I know that the people there are great. They're always the smartest people in the world. And I'm honored to be able to come to Jamaica, where a man like Marcus Garvey has lived, and be a part of the Jamaican people. Mutabaruka and all the people that run and do all the great things of Jamaica. Jamaica has made its presence felt in the world.
I am Mutabaruka. You're speaking to Mutabaruka.
Huh?
You're speaking to Mutabaruka.
Well, I'm very honored. I'm very honored, and that you're a great soldier. And last time I was there, I was supposed to be on your radio show, but we had a little mix-up.
Yes. And we're still having it. Okay, give thanks.
But Mutabaruka, thank you very much. I'm very honored to speak to you, and I look forward to seeing you when I come to Jamaica.
Okay, give thanks.
Thank you, brother. Long live Africa.
Long live Africa and African people. That was Brother Makasa Dada, otherwise known as Willie Rinks, is a bridging from them longer time there. Even when I was speaking to him there, I remember the Black Panther Party from them days. The Black Panther Party. I think the other there was a thing for Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael at Washington, and we attended it. I think he was there. I should have asked him, I don't remember, but I think he was there at Washington when we actually was allowed to read a poem in the hall with Farrakhan, Kwame Ture, all of the black nationalists and socialists, them was there, you know. And yeah, I think he was there because I think he was part of that Black Panther movement from the 60s and them time there. We used to hear about him. So he will be here the 20th of August. You know that the 17th of August is the official Marcus Garvey birthday. But, you know, we always keep it on a Sunday here. And this Sunday, sorry, not this Sunday, the Sunday that it is going to be kept on will be host to a lot of speakers. As we say, it is good. It is very, 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 very good. This is the cutting edge. We have just started. We got so much features already. Okay. So, you know, say, we not left out this part of the program. Yeah, this part of the program become a part of the cutting edge. We give thanks for the sister for do it continuously. Yes. We give thanks. So, without even call her name, here we go.
Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. I'm Pat Clark. Jamaican history is divided into many interesting phases. Among the interesting episodes was the road to independence. They started long before August 6, 1962. Let's pause now and take a look at how the independence saga unfolded.
Are we independent? It depends on what you call independent.
Like the rest of the world, Jamaica in 1929 began experiencing a depression in its economic growth. This resulted in a continuous decline in social conditions. By 1938, the workers, in an effort to improve their situation, went on strike, and related upheavals ended with the death of several workers. The 1938 labor riots was another turning point in the history of the people of Jamaica. Alexander Bustamante, who emerged as leader of the new labor movement, founded the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, BITU, later to be associated with the Jamaica Labour Party. In 1938, Norman Washington Manley, the island's foremost barrister and a cousin of Bustamante, formed the People's National Party. Manley is credited with leading the country to self-government, while Bustamante later became the first Prime Minister of independent Jamaica. Both men played significant roles in the nation's journey to self-government. By 1944, universal adult suffrage was granted, giving all males and females 21 years of age and over the right to vote. The journey towards independence had begun. The first election under the universal adult suffrage was held in 1944, and the Jamaica Labour Party won 25 out of a total of 32 seats. The Federation of the West Indies was launched in 1959, and Jamaica was a part of this group. In 1961, a referendum was called to determine whether or not the people in Jamaica should remain part of the Federation. The Jamaican people voted for independence. In January 1962, a draft of the Independence Constitution was brought before both houses, and after a full debate, was unanimously approved. It was also agreed that the 300-year-old coat of arms would be retained, and the Latin motto Indus ut trios servit uni changed to one in English, out of many, one people. A small delegation, including Norman Manley and Alexander Bustamante, traveled to London to settle certain details of the draft of the Constitution. Once the official date for independence had been set for August 6, 1962, there were just a few short months to elect the new political party and leader who would take Jamaica into independence. In February 1962, the new constitution was approved by the legislature, and the Premier Norman Manley called general elections. Alexander Bustamante was elected in April and became the first Prime Minister of Jamaica. At midnight on the 5th of August 1962, the British flag was lowered and the Jamaican flag was hoisted for the first time. The colors of the flag, black, green, and gold, were symbolic of the lush greenery of the land, the brilliance of the sunshine, and the strength and resilience of the Jamaican people. With the hoisting of the national flag, Jamaica's political independence became a reality. Being an independent nation made the island eligible to become a member of the British Commonwealth. Sir Kenneth Blackburn was the last colonial governor and the first Governor-General. Afterwards, Sir Clifford Campbell, formerly President of the Senate, became the first Jamaican Governor-General. Jamaica's national anthem is a prayer invoking the Creator's blessings on the country and asking for wisdom for the nation's leaders. Political independence has brought with it many challenges. After years of self-government, our people have questioned the extent of independence and what it really means for the common people. And now, to end Jamaican roots and culture, here's our famous quotation from the Black diaspora. "I would never be of any service to anyone as a slave." The words of Nat Turner. For Jamaican Roots and Culture, I'm Pat Clark.
Jamaica is waiting. We got a whole lot of people waiting. Jamaica is waiting. Jamaica is waiting. Full moon so bright, a tropical delight. Happy native dancing, morning, noon, and night.
Yes, that was Pat Clark, man, talking about independence. That was past. I hate you when them say emancipation, you see. I hate it, you see. Trust me, I feel for migrate when I hear the word. Emancipation. Who create them terminology there? Yeah, your friend them do it, you know. Your politician friend them. It's like them want to equate emancipation with independence. It's two different things. We must stop it. We must stop it, man. Stop talking about emancipation. How will come up with them thing there? And by the way, what color is the Jamaican flag? Or what color is the flag supposed to be?
Black, gold, and green.
I've never seen a black, gold, and green flag. A pure yellow or lime green in the black and the green. Where them people come from? You cannot imagine if you look on all the the American flag and see one of the stars they're missing? What kind of star that to the flag in the bay? I mean, you must have talk about respect. Anytime you have 5 flag, a red, gold, and green flag, me fly. And if it not have gold in it, me not put it up there. No, me see, I look on, me go down the wharf. Go watch the something that day. And when the man say, oh no, we have a Jamaican flag, I say, oh, me not see no Jamaican flag. Me don't know which country flag that you know, Sajay, believe you me. And where they come from, China? I made in China flag them? No, I must made in China flag them, Rasta, because I don't see one Jamaican flag. Because I am told that the flag is red, is black, gold, and green. I don't see no flag with gold in it. I mean, that I have a heart attack over it and blood pressure and everything there, you know. But really and truly, to all the Jamaicans who love them country more than how me love them, and who respect the flag and respect the anthem, who don't really feel justified for all up that flag in the ear that talk about a Jamaican flag that. Because you know what, lie become truth eventually, you know. If you keep repeating a lie, people start to accept it as the truth, you know. So you see, if you keep seeing that flag, you automatically in your mind say that's how the flag supposed to stay, you know. So why them don't do the real thing? Why them don't do the right thing? I mean, it might look like it's nothing, but it's something. Because the flag is the emblem of the nation. It represents a nation. You understand? Can you imagine if you look on all the British flag, and when you see red, white, and blue, and the blue in the look, sky blue, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine you look on the British flag and see sky blue? What kind of, what do you call it? Oh gosh, man. No, you know, them seem kind of easy, you know, understand? And where the flag them come from? Where they make them? China? Or North Korea? I must go to North Korea. Feng Shing. I must say Feng Shing send them down as for sponsor, for help way. Because we take anything. And no Jamaica them flag they make. A mad people them. If I really Jamaica them flag they make, are some mad people them. And for really say people are fly them things and nobody now take. Look on it and I say, but wait. It's what kind of flag that? No, sir. Oh, me can't so upset that me see myself more of an African than a Jamaican. You know why I'm upset? Because them all that talk about respect for emblems, national emblems, them say must respect it. And even though the thing have a big cross in the big light. And one time them used to say the black and white mean hardship. Now them change it. Me appreciate that. Them change it. But them need to fly a flag with the black, green, and the gold. Like when we have fly our Rasta flag, we have red, gold, and green. It's simple. I mean, I don't know how responsible flagging them thing the emblem. Jamaica heritage, you don't know who's responsible. Somebody must be responsible for these things, Rasta. This is like sacrilege. This is like Aishana with our tablecloth to Miss Lou. It's the same thing. And even worse than Aishana too. That idea to put up that flag everywhere, run up and down all over the place. Me see a policeman with the flag. Look at the American flag. Can you imagine if you look at all the flag you know, and the red look like orange? And you start to say, wait, that how PNP reach over there, so. You know, because me upset and me no business with it, you know. It's like, me not really business, you know, but my business because me I look at the thing I go on in front of me and I me not see nobody I say nothing. I know me not see no rectifying because every year me see the same kind of flag. And me I say, which part them flag you make? The gold wash out and bring to yellow. And some of them is not even yellow, you know. It's like, you know, when you go a club, you go a club, like if you turn off the whole of your light them, you don't see the yellow start Hey, you know things, you know, yo. You say, yo, you know things. You know things. I true it. I want to tell you, Sanjay, look, Franjay, we have some light a flash in front of where is the volume. Sanjay, it's red, gold, and green over here, so, you know, on the mixer. But over here, so, where the engineer board there, the light, they will show you the volume you go up and down. I saw the yellow look in the Jamaican flag. It looked like green way in a nightclub. You know the green way in a nightclub, you turn off the club, you know, it has a glow fire, like Harrow House. You know if you do better than that though. And the government, sure, I never want to blame the government. Look, I mean, people will say, me just love fight against government. So watch ya. You tell we say, the flags, them force you to get up in a theater to turn up with a national anthem. That all when you don't want to stand up, you feel embarrassed because you don't want, you don't really want to stand up, you know. I don't know why they must play the national anthem in a movie where whole heap of people are got dead in the movie, a horror, a chop off neck, and gunshot and all them things there, and whole heap of sex and all them things there. Why they must play the national flag, the national anthem in a theater? There's no reason for you to stand up in Carib theater and see this national anthem a play. All right. Wait a say. Oh, advertisement. All right. Wait, but me just, I don't want to put a comma. All right. Them force you to stand up in a theater, because if you don't stand up in the theater, everybody will look at you and say, that boy, you know, respect our emblems, you know. All right. So you stand up. Them have flag all over Jamaica maybe on England you can go see red, gold, the black, gold and green flag. Yeah, that's true, you know. Maybe if you go England, you actually see the real flag, a Jamaican flag. If you go to England. But how them get Jamaican people to fly this flag? This water out, wash out looking cloth. You know, I want you to find out tomorrow which part the flag make. Yeah? Just find out. Because all of them people, they will have them flag there. And most some of them get them. And definitely not in Jamaica. I know Jamaica they make. I mean, here one time, Babsy and Lisa and I did have this big argument about almost thousands of flags left in our warehouse. That's easy. Who did have the flag by the warehouse? And I didn't have the flag at the warehouse, them, or Babsy. But there was a big alabaloo about the flag. The flag them in the warehouse to put up. Well, she gets a chance to put them out this year. But, Mama, whosoever, believe you me, you have to look on this thing here, though. Look on this thing here. It's not the Jamaican flag them flying over the weekend, or what them call it? Emancipendence. Damn foolishness about emancipendence. It's not the Jamaican flag that you must read, look and rethink the thing. The Jamaican flag is not black, green, and a lighter green. You remember the man when they put up the flag like over here? Behind the people, they look at us and say, GLP, white have two, so they forget. Them people are easy, now. Them people are no easy. You must show more respect. You can't be like Aishana. Aishana showed no respect to the woman of culture. And now you're not showing no respect to the emblem of Jamaica. You go a war now with all that the flag. I wonder who they will fight against. Maybe Jamaica will win still, you know. Maybe if Jamaica go to war and them see the flag, them say, wait, I don't know country we are fight against. And Jamaica was supposed to fight against, but we don't bother fight. Because we don't know who for flag that. And the Jamaican flag that. Whoa, may I tell you, this is the cutting edge. The cutting edge on RFM. We don't do the flag thing until tomorrow, you know. Because it is a very serious concern. And not that I'm not going to eat no dinner, or not that I'm not going to toilet and have constipation because I'm talking about it. But it's a disrespect, like how Aishana disrespect Miss Lowe. It's a total disrespect. So whosoever responds is the who you say the OPM. office of the Prime Minister. The office of the Prime Minister is responsible for those like a flag when we see a fly over the place and pose off like a Jamaica flag. It's not Jamaica flag that. And don't fool on yourself. It's not that it's going to make the economy better or crime decrease because we're saying these things. But one thing lead to the next. Indiscipline and all these things. The whine them lead to man a jump and woman them and then all sort of thing. So, we don't fix it. We don't fix it, man. We must fix it. Believe you me, is goal must be at the X, goal. That is why I was start. I don't know if since I grew big, them change the thing. Like how them change what the black mean. Maybe when I did not sleep one night, them change it. And wake up and never realize it until the Chinaman them come. Because if I am to be correct, and I stand to be corrected, those flag was made in China. You know, for China, they fire so. And we have to import Jamaican flag. Oh gosh, man. Me like them fireworks still. Me down there. Me love the Chinese fireworks. Me don't love how them have the flag, they look like something else flag blow. Believe you me. Nobody can respect. Anyway, and the leaders them. The leaders them accept it. The political leaders them accept it. So who am I? Who am I? If the political leaders accept it, who am I? Very important. Listen to this.
We economic hitmen really have been the ones responsible for creating this first truly global empire. And we work many different ways. But perhaps the most common is that we will identify a country that has resources our corporations covet, like oil, and then arrange a huge loan to that country from the World Bank or one of its sister organizations. But the money never actually goes to the country. Instead, it goes to our big corporations to build infrastructure projects in that country, power plants, industrial parks, ports, things that benefit a few rich people in that country, in addition to our corporations, but really don't help the majority of the people at all. However, those people, the whole country is left holding a huge debt, and such a big debt they can't repay it, and that's part of the plan, that they can't repay it. And so at some point, we economic hitmen go back to them and say, listen, you owe us a lot of money, can't pay your debt, so sell your oil real cheap to our oil companies. Allow us to build a military base in your country, or send troops in support of ours to someplace in the world like Iraq, or vote with us on the next UN vote, to have their electric utility company privatized and their water and sewage system privatized and sold to U.S. corporations or other multinational corporations. So there was that whole mushrooming thing, and it's so typical of the way the IMF and the World Bank work. They just put a country in debt. It's such a big debt it can't pay it, and then you offer to refinance that debt and pay even more interest. And you demand this quid pro quo, which you call a conditionality or good governance, which means basically that they've got to sell off their resources, including many of their social services, their utility companies, their school systems sometimes, their penal systems, their insurance systems, to foreign corporations. So it's a double, triple, quadruple whammy. The precedent for economic hitmen really began back in the early 50s when democratically elected Mossadegh, who was elected in Iran, he was considered to be the hope for democracy in the Middle East and around the world. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year. But one of the things that he'd run on and began to implement was the idea that foreign oil companies needed to pay the Iranian people a lot more for the oil that they were taking out of Iran. The Iranian people should benefit from their own oil. Strange policy. We didn't like that, of course. But we were afraid to do what we normally were doing, which was to send in the military. Instead, we sent in one CIA agent, Kermit Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt's relative. And Kermit went in with a few $1 million and was very, very effective and efficient. And in a short amount of time, he managed to get Mossadegh overthrown and brought in the Shah of Iran to replace him, who always was favorable to oil. And it was extremely effective.
Bombs overflow Tehran. Army officers shout that Mossadegh has surrendered and his regime as virtual dictator of Iran is ended. Pictures of the Shah are paraded through the streets as sentiment reverses. The Shah is welcomed home.
So back here in the United States, in Washington, people looked around and said, wow, that was easy and cheap. So this established a whole new way of manipulating countries, of creating empire. The only problem with Roosevelt was that he was a card-carrying CIA agent, and had he been caught, the ramifications could have been pretty serious. So very quickly at that point, the decision was made to use private consultants to channel the money through the World Bank or the IMF or one of the other such agencies, to bring in people like me who worked for private companies, so that if we got caught, there would be no governmental ramifications. When Arbenz became president of Guatemala, the country was very much under the thumbs of United Fruit Company, the big international corporations. And Arbenz ran on the sticker that says, we want to get the land back to the people. And once he took power, he was implementing policies that would do exactly that, give the land rights back to the people. United Fruit didn't like that very much. And so they hired a public relations firm, launched a huge campaign in the United States to convince the United States people, the citizens of the United States, and the press of the United States, and the Congress of the United States, that Arbenz was a Soviet puppet, and that if we allowed him to stay in power, the Soviets would have a foothold in this hemisphere. And that at that point in time was a huge fear on everybody's mind, the Red Terror, the Communist terror. And so, to make a long story short, out of this public relations campaign came a commitment on the part of the CIA and the military to take this man out. And in fact, we did. We sent in planes, we sent in soldiers, we sent in jackals, we sent everything in to take him out, and did take him out. And as soon as he was removed from office, the new guy that took over after him basically reinstated everything to the big international corporations, including United Fruit. Ecuador for many, many years had been ruled by pro-U.S. dictators, often relatively brutal. Then it was decided that they were going to have a truly democratic election. Jaime Roldos ran for office, and his main goal, he said, as president would be to make sure that Ecuador's resources were used to help the people. And he won, overwhelming, by more votes than anybody had ever won anything in Ecuador. And he began to implement these policies to make sure that the profits from oil went to help the people. Well, we didn't like that in the United States. I was sent down as one of several economic hitmen to change Roldos, to corrupt him, to bring him around, to let him know, okay, you can get very rich, you and your family, if you play our game, but if you continue to try to keep these policies you've promised, you're going to go. He wouldn't listen. He was assassinated. As soon as the plane crashed, the whole area was cordoned off. The only people allowed in were U.S. military from a nearby base and some of the Ecuadorian military. When an investigation was launched, two of the key witnesses died in car accidents before they had a chance to testify. A lot of very, very strange things that went on around the assassination of Jaime Roldos. I, like most people who've really looked at this case, have absolutely no doubt that it was an assassination. And of course, in my position as an economic hitman, I was always expecting something to happen to Jaime, whether it be a coup or assassination. I wasn't sure, but that he would be taken down because he was not being corrupted. He would not allow himself to be corrupted the way we wanted to corrupt him. Omar Torrijos, president of Panama, was, one of my favorite people. I really, really liked him. He was very charismatic. He was a guy who really wanted to help his country. And when I tried to bribe him or corrupt him, he said, look, John, he called me Juanito. He said, look, Juanito, I don't need the money. What I really need is for my country to be treated fairly. I need for the United States to repay the debts that you owe my people for all the destruction you've done here. I need to be in a position where I can help other Latin American countries win their independence and be free of this terrible presence from the north that you people are exploiting us so badly. I need to have the Panama Canal back in the hands of the Panamanian people. That's what I want. And so leave me alone. Don't try to bribe me. It was 19 81, and in May, Jaime Roldos was assassinated. And Omar was very aware of this. Torrijos got his family together and he said, I'm probably next, but it's okay because I've done what I came here to do. I've renegotiated the canal. The canal will now be in our hands. He just finished negotiating the treaty with Jimmy Carter. In June of that same year, just a couple of months later, he also went down in an airplane crash, which there's no question was executed by CIA-sponsored jackals. Tremendous amount of evidence that one of Torrijos' security guards handed him at the last moment as he was getting on the plane a tape recorder, a small tape recorder that contained a bomb. It is interesting to me how this system has continued pretty much the same way for years and years and years, except the economic hitmen have got better and better and better. Then we come up with, very recently, what happened in Venezuela. In 1998, Hugo Chavez gets elected president, following a long line of presidents who had been very corrupt and basically destroyed the economy of the country. And Chavez was elected amidst all that. Chavez stood up to the United States, and he's done it primarily demanding that Venezuelan oil be used to help the Venezuelan people. Well, we didn't like that in the United States. So in 2002, a coup was staged, which there's no question in my mind, most other people's minds, that the CIA was behind that coup. The way that that coup was fomented was very reflective of what Kermit Roosevelt had done in Iran, of paying people to go out into the streets, to riot, to protest, to say this Chavez is very unpopular. You know, if you can get a few thousand people to do that, television can make it look like it's the whole country, and things start to mushroom. Except in the case of Chavez, he was smart enough, and the people were so strongly behind him that they overcame it, which was a phenomenal moment in the history of Latin America. Iraq actually is a perfect example of the way the whole system works. So we economic hitmen are the first line of defense. We go in, we try to corrupt governments and get them to accept these huge loans, which we then use as leverage to basically own them. If we fail, as I failed in Panama with Omar Torrijos and in Ecuador with Jaime Roldos, men who refuse to be corrupted, then the second line of defense is we send in the jackals. And the jackals either overthrow governments or they assassinate. And once that happens and a new government comes in, boy, it's going to toe the line because the new president knows what will happen if he doesn't. In the case of Iraq, both of those things failed. Economic hitmen were not able to get through to Saddam Hussein. We tried very hard. We tried to get him to accept a deal very similar to what the House of Saud had accepted in Saudi Arabia, but he wouldn't accept it. And so the jackals went in to take him out. They couldn't do it. His security was very good. After all, he had one time worked for the CIA. He'd been hired to assassinate a former president of Iraq and failed, but he knew the system. So in 91, we send in the troops and we take out the Iraqi military. So we assume at that point that Saddam Hussein is going to come around. We could have taken him out, of course, at that time, but we didn't want to. He's the kind of strong man we like. He controls his people. We thought he could control the Kurds and keep the Iranians in their border and keep pumping oil for us. And then once we took out his military, now he's going to come around. So the economic hitmen go back in the 90s without success. If they'd had success, he'd still be running the country. We'd be selling him all the fighter jets he wants and everything else he wants. But they couldn't. They didn't have success. The jackals couldn't take him out again. So we sent the military in once again, and this time we did the complete job and took him out, and in the process created for ourselves some very, very lucrative construction deals. Had to reconstruct a country that we'd essentially destroyed, which is a pretty good deal if you own construction companies, big ones. So, you know, Iraq shows the three stages. The economic hitmen failed there. The jackals failed there. And as a final measure, the military goes in. And in that way, we've really created an empire, but we've done it very, very subtly. It's clandestine. All the empires of the past were built on the military, and everybody knew they were building them. So the British knew they were building it, the French, the Germans, the Romans, the Greeks, and they were proud of it. And they always had some excuse like spreading civilization, spreading some religion, something like that. But they knew they were doing it. We don't. The majority of the people in the United States have no idea that we're living off the benefits of a clandestine empire, that today there's more slavery in the world than ever before.
Yes, I hope you're listening what is happening there. You know, the man talking about how empires are formed and created off of the backs of people who is not even aware that men in them right mind would have these thinking against other human beings. And I'm talking about especially America. And even how larger companies use the World Bank and the IMF to come in your country, say them are going to help you, and you end up a fair OO. Everybody know these things, you know. But we refuse to rock the boat because our leaders don't have, them get castrated, really. Castrated, them get castrated. Castrated, them call it? Yes, castrated. When you feel like them up in a dark room naked, you're going to realize that all of them don't have no balls. Believe you me. And it's some bossy slave around the thing. Well, the man I show you directly say, really and truly, what them do. That it all end up, them have to assassinate certain leaders. This is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. The time is 12 o'clock. You're listening to the confessions of a economic hitman talking about policies that big superpowers have that build up empires. Continue.
And then you have to ask yourself, well, if it's an empire, then who's the emperor? Obviously, our presidents of the United States are not emperors. An emperor is someone who's not elected, doesn't serve a limited term, and doesn't report to anyone, essentially. So you can't classify our presidents that way. But we do have what I consider to be the equivalent of the emperor, and it's what I call the corporatocracy. The corporatocracy is this group of individuals who run our biggest corporations, and they really act as the emperor of this empire. They control our media, either through direct ownership or advertising. They control most of our politicians because they finance their campaigns, either through their corporations or through personal contributions that come out of the corporations. They're not elected. They don't serve a limited term. They don't report to anybody. And at the very top of the corporatocracy, you really can't tell whether a person's working for a private corporation or the government because they're always moving back and forth. So, you've got a guy who one moment is the president of a big construction company like Halliburton, and the next moment he's vice president of the United States, or the president who is in the oil business. And this is true whether you've got Democrats or Republicans in the office. You have to moving back and forth through the revolving door. And in a way, our government is invisible a lot of the time, and its policies are carried out by our corporations on one level or another. And then again, the policies of the government are basically forged by the corporatocracy and then presented to the government. They become government policy. So it's an incredibly cozy relationship. This isn't a conspiracy theory type of thing. These people don't have to get together and plot to do things. They all basically work under one primary assumption, and that is that they must maximize profits regardless of the social and environmental costs.
This process of manipulation by the corporatocracy through the use of debt, bribery, and political overthrow is called globalization. Just as the Federal Reserve keeps the American public in a position of indentured servitude through perpetual debt, inflation, and interest, the World Bank and IMF serve this role on a global scale. The basic scam is simple. Put a country in debt either by its own indiscretion or through corrupting the leader of that country, then impose conditionalities or structural adjustment policies, often consisting of the following. Currency devaluation. When the value of a currency drops, so does everything valued in it. This makes indigenous resources available to predator countries at a fraction of their worth. Large funding cuts for social programs. These usually include education and healthcare, compromising the well-being and integrity of the society, leaving the public vulnerable to exploitation. Privatization of state-owned enterprises. This means that socially important systems can be purchased and regulated by foreign corporations for profit. For example, in 1999, the World Bank insisted that the Bolivian government sell the public water system of its third largest city to a subsidy of the U.S. corporation Bechtel. As soon as this occurred, water bills for the already impoverished local residents skyrocketed. It wasn't until after a full-blown revolt by the people that the Bechtel contract was nullified. Then there's trade liberalization, or the opening up of the economy through removing any restrictions on foreign trade. This allows for a number of abusive economic manifestations, such as transnational corporations bringing in their own mass-produced products, undercutting the indigenous production and ruining local economies. An example is Jamaica, which, after accepting loans and conditionalities from the World Bank, lost its largest cash crop markets due to competition with Western imports. Today, countless farmers are out of work, for they are unable to compete with the large corporations. Another variation is the creation of numerous seemingly unnoticed, unregulated, inhumane sweatshop factories, which take advantage of the imposed economic hardship. Additionally, due to production deregulation, environmental destruction is perpetual, as a country's resources are often exploited by the indifferent corporations while outputting large amounts of deliberate pollution.
The largest environmental lawsuit in the history of the world today is being brought on behalf of 30,000 Ecuadorian Amazonian people against Texaco, which is now owned by Chevron. So today it's against Chevron, but for activities conducted by Texaco. Estimated to be more than 18 times what the Exxon Valdez dumped into the coast of Alaska. In the case of Ecuador, it wasn't an accident. The oil companies did it intentionally. They knew they were doing it to save money out there rather than arranging for proper disposal.
Furthermore, a cursory glance at the performance record of the World Bank reveals that the institution, which publicly claims to help poor countries develop and alleviate poverty, has done nothing but increase poverty and the wealth gap, while corporate profits soar. In 1960, the income gap between the fifth of the world's people in the richest countries versus the fifth in the poorest countries was 30 to 1. By 1998, it was 74 to 1. While global GNP rose 40% between 1970 and 1985, those in poverty actually increased by 17%. While from 1985 to 2000, those living on less than $1 a day increased by 18%. Even the Joint Economic Committee of the U.S. Congress admitted that there is a mere 40% success rate of all World Bank projects. In the late 1960s, the World Bank intervened in Ecuador with large loans. During the next 30 years, poverty grew from 50% to 70%. Under or unemployment grew from 15 to 70%. Public debt increased from 240 million to 16 billion, while the share of resources allocated to the poor went from 20% to 6%. In fact, by the year 2000, 50% of Ecuador's national budget had to be allocated for paying its debts. It is important to understand the World Bank is, in fact, a U.S. bank supporting U.S. interests. For the United States holds veto power over decisions, as it is the largest provider of capital. And where did it get this money? You guessed it. It made it out of thin air through the fractional reserve banking system. Of the world's top 100 economies, as based on annual GDP, 51 are corporations, and 47 of that 51 are U.S.-based. Walmart, General Motors, and Exxon are more economically powerful than Saudi Arabia, Poland, Norway, South Africa, Finland, Indonesia, and many others. And as protective trade barriers are broken down, currencies tossed together and manipulated in floating markets, and state economies overturned in favor of open competition and global capitalism, the empire expands.
You get up on your little 21-inch screen and howl about America and democracy. There is no America. There is no democracy. There is only IBM and ITT and AT&T and DuPont, Dow, Union Carbide, and Exxon. Those are the nations of the world today. What do you think the Russians talk about in their councils of state? Karl Marx? They get out their linear programming charts, statistical decision theories, Minimax solutions, and compute the price-cost probabilities of their transactions and investments, just like we do. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies, Mr. Beale. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business, Mr. Beale.
Yeah, this is the cutting edge. Serious talk, serious reasoning. I hope you listen. Because sometimes when you see certain things, it appears to us that it is going the right direction because of the people them who implement the actions. When we look on the economy and the politics and we hear politicians speak, because them used to go to school and them is up there, them sound very sensible. But even them themselves don't understand how the bigger powers run and how them use that power to manipulate and scheme and connive into people's country. And when you see the place loaded with poor people and criminality and murder and thing, maybe there is a unseen hand. Maybe there's an unseen hand that is carving out these things in front of us that we can't put our hand upon because we angle and look upon where we can see in front of us. But behind the door, there's a next thing that is creating havoc and devastation. And we see that in history. We see that in our history. Where them create certain system and certain laws to protect them unlawfulness. The law was created by men who did already break the law before they make that law. So through them in a serious position now, it's like a drugs man. The drug man sell him coke and make millions of dollars and then use the coke money and set up a legitimate business in the system and become respected in the system that say coke is unlawful and the selling of it is unlawful. But that man who sell the coke, who sell the drugs to the people and kill off whole heap of young people, maybe it's the man who you have to go find a job from after you go to university, go study so hard. You have to put on a suit for go look at a job from the same man who did unlawful things to reach where he is, that you are told you're not supposed to do because you might go to prison. And him never got to prison. And that is how big corporations set up, big empires are set up. Empires are set up because powerful people never educate powerless people in what it means to take the power away from them. Because the aim of powerful people is to stay powerful by any means necessary. Powerful people will never educate powerless people in what it means to take the power away from them. Because the aim of powerful people is to stay powerful by any means necessary. So what your eyes see sometimes is a mirage. And we don't even understand that mirage and how deep it is. We want to say happy birthday. And when I left out the 100, hey, when I left out the 100, you know, we want to say happy birthday to a lady named Gwendolyn Barrett from Dunbarton in St. Anne. She's 100 years old. Hey, a serious age, that, you know? Serious age. August 10th. And this is coming from her 6 children, 30 grandchildren, and 30 great-grandchildren. So she created another nation. 6 children, 30 great-grandchildren, 30 grandchildren, and 30 great-grandchildren. Miss Gwendolyn Barrett, I hope you live to see even 10 more. I mean, I'm going to be like an idiot and say, look, you see another 100-year-old. Even 10 more years in your life, I believe you me, because most people right now, most young people now, where you become with your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and some of them might be all in them 20s and things. Now I'm going to live to see 50. I mean, I say that because I want to be, you know, said gloom and doom, but the other thing around now, 50 is a far age for reach. Think a joke me I make. 50 is a very far age for reach. If you reach 15 of them time, yeah, you better say, give thanks for life, man. This is the cutting edge. It's ill.
Look at the trees, how the leaves are blowing away in the sky. Listen to the birds, how they're chirping away their time. Look at the sun, how it shines right through the sky. All these things were created by the mother. Respect, Muta.
Yeah, wait a man.
Respect. I'm standing in front of Sunlight right now, and it was I think last week or the week before, Tony Rebel said, I think he was hosting the show, correct? And you was not there?
I wasn't here.
Okay, because I spoke to Tony Rebel. That's why I said I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack, because just little old Yankee me, you know? Just speaking to legends, you know, and I told him I work at Sunlight, a vegan restaurant on 228 on White Plains Road, and he said he'll stop by. You know what I'm saying? So that's like amazing. And I oh my gosh, Muta.
That in the Bronx, right?
Hear me, what you said?
That is in Bronx.
In the Bronx, White Plains Road.
All right, when we come to Bronx again, we'll come check your restaurant.
If Muta don't, I might catch a heart attack, man. I go wash your foot. I go get a bucket of water and wash your foot.
When we walk and go, my foot not dirty, though.
No, I mean, because remember, I'm a keen listener. You said in Africa, that's a sign of respect.
Yeah,
when I watch your
me
foot,
understand.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. I know. But hear me, Muta. Look at this comparison where you're going to know I have crazy sense. Shauna, I'm comparing her to the guy that said black people are predisposed to steal and murder. I'm comparing her to that because of the ignorance is sickening, you know what I'm saying? Let me run somewhere because the train coming. I'm clear. You can hear me still?
Yeah, man. I hear you, man.
Yeah, because I'm locking up the shop now, but I had to wrap up some fork and spoon. All right. I got 1,000 things on my mind to say to you. Yes, girl. I got 1,000 things on my mind waiting on you.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. You're good. You're great. You're great. Tomorrow again. Call me back tomorrow, yeah?
One love.
Call back tomorrow, all right.
Yeah, great things, Motor.
Blessed man.
Yeah, I don't know. In Jamaica, we love fight against the other thing, and then we just hug up some other things. When you up on the TV, Motor, I see some man say them are astrologer.
Them are what?
Astrologer, spiritual healer from India.
The Indian them, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what difference between that and for a reader man them at Jamaica.
I don't know neither.
Yeah, and I know them say older man and them see the legal and all them kind of thing. Then when I see them and I get them highlight there. But
maybe them should advertise on the TV today. The older man them in Jamaica should advertise on the TV.
You advertise for the TV, do that may I say, and no pressure, no illegal, them should do.
No, but them not advertise themselves as Obia man. Advertise themselves as people who...
spiritual healer, reader, herbalist and everything. Just like them, that man there.
Yeah.
So, I like to see some justice in regards to that, man. Every time I turn the TV or some Indian man, some man.
Because the Indian man, them advertise, man. No, you can't fight that. They might pay them money for advertisement.
Yeah, but that's good, but we just want to see our man.
Yeah, for advertise too. Them for advertise, advertise.
Yeah. I just that I say.
All right, blessed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Over there. All right. And that tune with that play now.
El Muta.
Blessed man Dingo.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. You did tell me several times from the program, say you were coming to England, but I never hear from you. Yeah, you must laugh. It is afterwards. me hear about the 51st Muslim Ahmadiyya conference at the Mahdi. Yes, you know what I mean?
Are they already there?
Yes, because but I never heard from you still, and I never knew about it until after it took place.
Let me ask you something. Now that you're on the line, you know Mukasa Dada?
I know that name.
From a long time, man. From when we go to school and thing. Anyway, all right. Me and him come to Jamaica. Me and him in a reason a while ago. And him talk about black people must drive out the white man out of Africa and, take away about them things and get to poor people and things. So me say, by what method you going to use and do that? Him say, well, like Castro, scientific socialism, communism is something where if it's not capitalism, it must be scientific socialism. So me I tell him, say, well, Marcus Garvey really was not communist nor a scientific socialist. As a matter of fact, Marcus Garvey did really had a man against them something there. You understand? I remember when we used to go to school. We never tell him the part, but me remember when we used to go to school. Trevor Monroe and Rupert Lewis and all of them people there was adamant against we as youth who did a search for certain and Marcus Garvey, because them say Marcus Garvey I deal with race and it's a class issue. So
because they were communists, Rupert Lewis and Trevor Monroe.
So I'm sure the man say, look
Marcus Garvey Jr. and we and them were totally opposed.
Wait no. So I'm sure this man and I'll say, watch out. You have to tell me which part in a Marcus Garvey philosophy him all up communism, Because me don't know which part of Marcus Garvey all up communism. Him start to mention Kwame Nkrumah. I say, but I know Kwame Nkrumah me I talk about. Me know that Kwame Nkrumah was a scientific socialist. Right? And me I say, most of the leaders them at the time, including the Black Panther Party, was giving credence to communism. Marcus Garvey was adamant against communism. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're totally right. And all somebody have to do is read the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, where Marcus Garvey stated that over and over again, and where Marcus Garvey also stated in the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey that his enemies included Europeans who were both socialists, communists, and capitalists, and their followers in our race who follow their ideology either of capitalism, socialism, and communism.
Yeah.
Over and over again, more than one time in the philosophy opinions of Marcus Garvey. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to try and find the time to, by next week, to even read some things from Marcus Garvey where
that is against communism and socialism, yes.
Yes.
Marxist Leninist
Marcus Garvey denounced both capitalism, socialism, and communism, and show that all of them, the Europeans who practice those ideologies, fought against him, and in the School of African Philosophy.
Yes.
Which consists of 22 lessons. He also deals. There's a chapter in it, one of the lessons that deals with communism.
Well, I don't know, Rasta the brethren. It's like, because him there from them longer time there. And him talk about Marcus Garvey and thing. And then him start to talk about all of the old time talk, them where you hear people usually say. About, this guerrilla warfare.
But you notice that when you said to him, when he mentioned Kwame Nkrumah, and then you say, but you're not talking about Kwame Nkrumah, you're talking about Marcus Garvey. Because originally, when Kwame Nkrumah, just like the Black Panthers, in terms of Huey Newton, Bobby Seale started, when they started, they were what is called black nationalists, African nationalists. After a while, them switch from the Africanism
to Marxism.
To Marxism. As a matter of fact, in the USA, when Huey Newton and Bobby Seale and others started, they said they were following the black nationalist path set by Malcolm X. And then later on, when the European communists came in on them and said, listen, we will fund you, we will give you money and support and stuff, but you have to denounce black nationalism and say that Marxist-Leninism is the thing. And that is what happened.
Yeah, one of them fall feet. One of them. Including Jamaica, including the Workers' Party.
Including in Jamaica too, yes.
The Workers' Party.
Monroe, Rupert Lewis, that's true.
Yes.
And Barry Chevan.
Yeah, and Levi. Levy, yeah. All of them now join the PNP.
You notice? Exactly.
Yeah. And turn capitalists now. The whole of them join PNP and turn capitalists now.
Exactly. The hypocrisy of it. It's true. Absolutely true. You know? And so...
The only reason why me kind of... I mean, I'm supposed to be a guest and come, but I don't like it when people attack certain things and me no stop it, you know? It's when him start to talk about...
Because if you don't stop it, especially like how you know the truth, then that means you will be covering the deceitful arguments that them coming with, which they will fool people who don't know.
It's not that me like Castro, you know, but we never use...
But you love your African self.
Yes, and Castro use where he might use, and we say, we're talking about African nationalism, and I'm going to tell you now, say, there's no other thing that can free and liberate black people but scientific socialism, communism.
That's a total lie, because scientific socialism, which is another word for communism, does not deal with racism.
Class. It works with class.
It's just class. It does not. Exactly. And you find that racism has a completely different dynamic from classism, things to do with class.
And I remember this thing.
Because you can change your class, you know, but you can't change your race.
No. Yes. I remember distinctly, Trevor Monroe said one of the problems that it confront the communist movement in Jamaica is that them give up the idea of race. And them just deal with the class and give up the idea of race. Whereas that Marcus Garvey did show them that race first.
Precisely.
And from we are going to school, and we are talking about that with Marcus Garvey Jr. Them used to see it as some escapism. You know, see this escapism.
Which the only escapism was on their part, because you notice, as soon as the USSR which was ruled by the Communist Party.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a socialist country as state. As soon as that collapsed, you notice WPG and thing them fold up because them support was coming from there.
Yes.
That was who they depended on.
Them never looked to Africa. Them was looking to Africa.
And they were deliberately not looking to Africa and dealing with Pan-Africanism.
Yes. And
you know, see, this is the kind of thing.
We in England the other day now. All right, we had this conference with them have a Pan-Africanist part of the conference, right? So only about 500 African gather there from mostly West Africa. So me sit down and I listen to this man and I say the failure of the Pan-Africanist movement was that it never include a spirit, like him say, a religion, a God part of it. And him start to mention Kwame Nkrumah. So me get up now and say, all right now, you have to tell me something now, because to me, Marcus Garvey is the father of Pan-Africanists. And one of Marcus Garvey's philosophy is one God, one aim, one destiny. And Marcus Garvey also talk about the image of God. We say, we must look back.
We must treat through our African perspective.
Yes, so I ask you now, how can you say that Pan-Africanism never deal with spiritual things, yet still the father of Pan-Africanism, one of his main thrusts was that black people must look through them image. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but what you said is totally true and shows that he was lying. In plain language, he was lying.
Well, I want to tell you,
as a matter of fact, this was why Marcus Garvey helped Archbishop Maguire to set up the African Methodist Episcopal Church to deal with those Africans who were in the Christian army.
Yes, Marcus Garvey recognized that you can't have an African organization that don't have a spiritual connection.
Dimension to it, exactly.
Right. You know when I get up and
over and over again.
The head table them ask me, excuse me, can you identify yourself? Someone say, well, my name is Mutabaruka from Jamaica. Blouse and skirt. It's from I say that. Yes. From that until now, I don't have no peace, Rasta. The amount of camera and the amount of interview and the amount of people who have come to me, that me I say, right, me never know that so much people that don't know me. The African
because it was a 3-day conference, right?
Yeah, but you know the weirdest, all right, the thing about this set of Muslim is that they are not recognized by the Arabs.
Yes, they are considered to be heretics. I know about them. They're considered that they are heretics, that they're not Sunni Muslim, Orthodox.
Them say Christ come already. And Muhammad is not the last prophet, because them prophet did rise up in India and all them something like so.
Yeah. So they viewed as heretics by both the Shia and the
them ban them in Pakistan.
Yes. And kill them too.
But apart from that, no, them have a big following in Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Gambia, because I see some people there where I know some other. The government in some of the country them where me know. When me see them, I say, what? This is me never know so much. The brother said, look here, 37,000 people there. So you know, if you go to Ghana with one of them conferences, it's 3 times the amount of people there. So,
but Muta, you know what is unfortunate about that is that as Marcus Garvey has shown us and Chancellor Williams and Cheek Anta Diop and others, and so, is that we as Africans have had our own native, indigenous religions and spiritualities, the first on the planet. And here we have a situation, as you are accurately describing, whereas so many Africans in West Africa, some of them were at this conference that you were at, Muslim conference,
thousands of them
have rejected the religion and spirituality of their own African ancestors to be taken on that of foreigners who have been part of the racist thing, their ancestors against our people. You cannot be free as African people and adopt the religions and the spiritualities of non-African people.
Well, I want to listen, some African come round me, with like the amount of camera and other things, I Usain Bolt turn up the royalty, Rasta. I'll tell you, say, them start to quiz me now for them thing, I show them, say, look here, you say African people now, as long as African people allow the Arabs and the white supremacists them to dominate them spirit, them not gonna get no freedom. Because that is the main thrust of control. You control the man land and then you take away them spirit.
This is precisely the message what Marcus Garvey constantly preached and
keep
said
telling them,
this is why
we
we
follow
must set
Marcus
up our
Garvey.
own thing. You are absolutely and totally right.
Yes. Anyway, you can't go up on YouTube and see it though. If you go up on YouTube and you see it, where the brother try quiz me and me I try show him, say, watch out, Marcus Garvey. And furthermore, you call it Pan-African movement, so I don't say, you can't say Pan-African movement dead, and you use the term Pan-African movement in the conference. It's kind of
exactly. It's a contradiction.
Yeah, we have to move, we have to move. The lady give me some twist up, wind up, twist up.
She'll give you something, but just finally, just before you move, I really have to denounce along with the other church members of the JCC, Howard Great, the Bishop, Anglican Church of England Bishop and Garnet Roper said their thing wanting buggery to be legalized.
Well, I read an article in the Observer there, it's amazing. Anyway, we have to move, Bridget. Give thanks. Yeah,
I'm Mutabaruka.
Blessed man.
Respect and every time,
Highly.
Yeah, one of the beautiful thing about the eye with the information and as a great teacher. I don't know if you ever watch the race with Bolt and Gatlin.
Yeah,
after the race done.
Me watch it.
Yeah, Gatlin go down and bow down at Bolt's feet.
Bolt.
Yeah. So me I say now, I and I respect the eye for bringing all these information in the time of information technology to eye. The problem people might ask why you don't have them things as phone smart and all these things, but to the ordinary average person, it's very difficult to access the things. Like you go to the shop, the goods are there. It's the opportunity there, but you can't access it because you don't have the money to take off the goods off of the shelf.
Yeah.
So we and I give thanks. And even for the report that we bring on tonight about, all of them things that the corporations and empire farm and all of these things. Man. Yeah, man, and it relates to Jamaica. You see, education in Jamaica and the structure of education and the development in education in Jamaica.
Yeah.
One of the things was supposed to help to liberate the masses of the people, Because if you go back in the history, you have something called the NEG, Negro Improvement Grant, Negro Education Grant. Come up to the latest thing them called National School Curriculum, All of these programs have helped to liberate the masses of the people, which happens to be the majority kind of people, which is always pushed down to the base of the society. So, it's like you said, the thing come to help it. And the people them who are always in charge, the elite, them have the brains and all them PhD and them head well fixed and all them things. But it's like you go at the pipe and you put your hand on it to get some water. But water is life and it still a slip through your hand.
Yeah.
The crime rate in the country.
Terrible.
And, Bob say educate robbers, liars and thieves.
Right.
And all this. Mutabaruka, me hear you play one song one time. And it, if all our brothers are truly equal, why can't we love? It's a female that sing it. But we want to get the name of the daughter who sing it because it's a beautiful song and I would love to hear it again.
Della Reese. Yeah, Della Reese. It name Commitment. She named Della Reese. I'm going to tell you the name of the tune soon.
Della Reese. Yeah, a beautiful song, man. I love it.
Della Reese. Yeah, man. Give thanks, Virgin.
Yes, sir.
Give thanks. Yes.
Motor.
Yes.
Power man.
There, man.
I tell you, hey, sir, that's the truth of who bridging the Mandingo, you say?
Yeah.
Bring him back into the history, man. More invite him at my church personally, you get me?
In England?
Oh, man, same place in Jamaica, yeah, man.
But in England him there?
Eh?
You never know England him there?
Never know.
You not listen to the program, man.
We have to about a program, never miss me.
Then you could have got at least to the Mandingo and Feast at Jamaica I'm talk from. You know, you might talk about England all the while and I say last night and this, that and all them something.
Because Jamaica man there, man.
Even little while him say me hear somebody there England and when me gone him know somebody there.
Aye, you know, honestly, I know there's a man who really travels still.
Eh?
You know, there's a man who travel the world from time to time, but me never.
Hold on. Mandingo?
That man who they all about, you know. That's me as a more.
You gone low though. You talk up like something, man.
Yeah, man, I as a more invite him on my church.
Yeah, but at England him live, and that me I tell you.
Yeah,
so. You want pay him fare for come down? You laugh. Church people at church I run things I know, you know.
You say church I run things.
Yeah, man, apart from the drugs, man, and the DJ, them at church I make the most money, you know.
That's true, man. That's true,
yes.
Man.
So which church you belong to?
I'm from the Gathering of Christ Church, you know.
Which part of that there?
In Kingston, Richmond Avenue.
Okay.
Man,
yeah, you supposed to campaign for you, yes?
We just deal the truth, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, according to the scripture.
Well, he might listen to you now. He might listen to you. So maybe if you and him can talk and you say, oh, you can get a sponsored plane ticket for come down for him.
Yeah, man, you can deal with man. Because you know, as I said, the people are not slavery, and, you know?
Yeah.
And for the people who wake up and understand what takes place.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man, respect you, man, there, yeah?
Yeah, man, blessed.
Yeah, man.
Yes. This is the cutting edge. We're there with you. All right, we ease up on the column. Okay, advertisement. Click it.
Motor.
Yeah.
Big respect to that.
Yeah, you have to talk about
a couple things. Just the way they had the Marcus Garvey statue, or them try to slip that through, it's the same way they slip the color in the flag.
But
just little subtle things that they think we're not paying attention to.
Talk again, what you say?
I'm saying with the Marcus Garvey statue.
Yeah, them slipping through.
Yeah, them fix it in a way, them taking not paying attention. So only the conscious people really see those things. So I'm kind of happy that you brought that up, you know, because there are a lot of things we're not paying attention to.
Yes.
You know. Another thing is, my name is Max Nuhu, right? And I left an envelope up there with my CD in it.
Left what?
An envelope with my CD and a bio.
Okay.
Right? And the name is Max Nuhu.
Okay.
I've been trying to get in touch with you now for quite a while. I've been asking all kind of people how I can get in touch.
Then don't have me there, man. You just get in touch with me.
Yes, I know. I'm just letting you know that it's not easy. So I really appreciate that I even got the opportunity to talk to you tonight.
Okay, good time.
Yeah. All right, so if you get a chance, you can check out that envelope. Again, my name is Max Nuhu, and I always enjoy your program.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
You know, yeah, man, you're uplifting to us, man, as a people. I really appreciate that.
Bless it.
All right, so again, Max Nuhu, check it out for me, all right, my brother?
Yes, a serious thing. Okay, so we are waiting for the call them, and we are looking for this tune right now. We can't find the tune, you know. Believe you me. We have too much tune in this thing, you know. We have too much tune in this thing, yeah. Okay, and this tune now we are looking for.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, yeah, man. I just want to send a word to Mr. Holiness and the security ministers.
Yeah.
I just want to remind them that the security forces alone cannot take care of the crime that is taking place. It's the church, the born-again church, to go out there and speak the word, and God will work through the word and pull these young men in. Jesus said, if I be lifted up from this earth, I will draw all men unto him. In other words, he will speak to them, he will resist them. But all they want to hear is the word. The word is the mind of God. The prophet said you must hearken unto the voice of the word of God.
So hold on there. So why you talk to the Prime Minister about that? Other church, you know, just go do that? It have to go through the Prime Minister?
I'm saying the security forces, no matter what money you spend, and build up the security forces. The security forces alone just cannot take care of it.
Yeah, me hear what you say, but you say no, the word of God can't do it. So may I say?
Yes.
Then then you don't forget to get at the church, you man do it then?
No, what we want Mr. Willingness to do, right?
Yeah.
When he come on the national radio, him speak a word, use the Bible, man. Seek God, ask God for an understanding.
So what I'm to the people them who use the whole hand, what I'm to the people them who don't use the Bible?
You can't talk to people without the Bible. The Bible said sin is a reproach to the person.
No, hold on. So true, you don't use the Bible, you're a sinner?
Yes, because you don't understand yourself. Bible says you are clean through his word.
So I like me know.
That word have I hid in my heart that I might.
Hold on, no, man. Listen to yo. You me I say to you. You try to tell me say no. If me not use the Bible, me a sinner.
No, you're not going to understand yourself.
If you don't use the Bible.
You just be here.
So what to the majority of people the majority of people in the world now, them not understand themselves.
Well, that's why the world going like that.
But the Bible, they a long time, 2,000 years ago.
But the Bible speaks to 66 generation, and it can speak to under 60.
Yeah.
You can't. Look here, the more of God word you have in you is the more of God. The less of God word you have.
And God word don't go come through the Bible.
Yes.
Nowhere else. The God word not there nowhere else but in the Bible.
No, the Bible. The Bible is the mind of God.
So what to the people them who can't read and don't know the Bible?
That's why the Bible, that's why in Matthew 20:19 say, go in here and teach.
Yeah, but me ask you, what to the people them who don't know about the Bible?
Then look here, I know everybody can read, but
and then they go dead before them can read. They go dead before them can read.
They can't hear.
Hear way.
Hear the word. Hear the word and turn.
You think everybody in the world know about the Bible?
No.
Yeah, so what to the people them? What to the So what to the people them who dead before them hear about the Bible?
No, then they will not business them. They will talk about them.
No, you have a business with them. What to the people them who dead and not hear about the Bible?
No, we have no control over them.
All right, so what to the people them who
alive? Like you know?
Yeah, so
you are alive now?
Yeah.
You tell you are clean through the word.
So if no Bible can't make me clean, man. No Bible can't make me clean.
When you believe that word and apply it.
Them have a radio station where deal with them kind of issue, you know. We're not call the radio station.
No, but
I talk to my pastor.
Look, radio station belongs to God, man.
Belong to God?
This radio station.
That means I'm a rob with God. I rob with them because I'm supposed to get more money down here. I mean, I'm have to complain.
God want this radio station.
Brethren.
Brethren. That's why the people them going one-sided. Because they not hear the word of God. Look here. Reggae music can't clean people. The Bible says righteousness exalted a nation.
Yes.
The people need the word.
Yes.
Look here. The Minister of National Security.
Yes.
I want to tell him, say, just study a word. Just read the word.
They don't tell them know the word.
Ask God to give him an understanding.
Yeah, but them ask God every Sunday. Them ask God. The same man them where you call me Mantic you and all them. Them ask God every Sunday.
Look here.
Yeah, look here way. Every Sunday. Every Sunday them gather in a church. In a January, the whole of them gather in a prayer breakfast. I ask God for help the nation. And when they come out, it works.
Look here, no. Yeah. Because you see them asking the wrong source.
When they must, them tell me how they must.
Again. You must be born again. You must be born again, man. That way, John.
You born again. You born again.
If a man be born again, you cannot see.
You born again. So you born again.
If a man be born again,
I ask if you born again.
Man can't read.
Again?
Yes, man. That's why I can't.
Oh, you're born again. Tell me, describe to me how you're born again.
Water and spirit.
Oh, so you're baptized?
Yes, you go down in water and
so you go down. So what water have to do with spirit now?
Water is for cleansing. Water is for burial. Water is life, man. What do you mean with water?
No, me never said. No, listen to me answer.
The Spirit of God, no, and then the word of God direct you, man.
They never hear the Bible say, You baptize in the water, but there's one who's greater than you shall baptize in the fire and the Holy Spirit. You never hear that?
Yes, then I add that to add that.
So we are talking about water for?
Be born of water and of the Spirit.
No water. The water spirit, the water baptism done.
Yeah, man,
water, fire and Holy Spirit are baptized. Anyway, you know. Call the next radio station now. Them have a religious gospel station. They call them and tell them, yeah? Because them need it more than me, you know. Me done gone already.
The whole nation need it.
Yeah, no. All right, call Montague tomorrow and tell him.
So if
may I have to move, though? May I have to move?
If you feel...
Hallelujah. Amen. Yes, sir. Because you're not going to stop if me now do that. All right. Where were they? We're not there nowhere. So you make me look out the man. Me think you call it there. You're Eden, you know. You're Eden. You're Eden. You must listen to what the man I say. Because me done gone already, you know. Me can't save again. But you as a young child, you can't save. So don't do that. I don't know why you make me look off the man. Things I didn't call it there. Don't do that. You are a young lady. You can be saved. You hear the man say, you ever baptized it? So you might talk, you know, me, because me done God already, you know. There's no saving for me again. A man, Saturday a man look at me and tell me, say, Muta, you know, say, 7 years ago, I did come to you and tell you, say, 3 years you're going to be born again. See, I'm like, I could tell him that too, you know. And 7 years ago, him tell me that, you know, 3 years ago, him come back to me with the same conversation again. And I tell me, say, we must accept the Spirit. And it's man like me them want. It's man like me with the conviction them want, the Holy Spirit. And it's going to direct me. If you know the man stand up about 4 hours, you know, make me mix the race, you know. Come in there and line up for the race. Me there line up for the race, you know, Rasta. And the man, I beg to say, man, I say, brethren, you mean say after me set my something, we go listen to the race. You come here with your Jesus talk, you know, I'll spoil up my life. That me can't look by the race. He must say, it's all right. He must go pray for me. But the amount of people who have prayed for me to write it, believe you me. I'm a good fellow, you know. I'm really a good fellow at heart. But it's that Holy Spirit that just a little part of me that need. You understand? So I have to go born again. I have to go born again. Believe you me, you don't like no I want born again. It's about a born again where I want this man. It's that serious born again I need. Yes, Ian.
Hello?
Yes, blessed.
Yes, Mota, respect.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I hear the Minister of Justice, Mr. Bunting.
No, the man of the Minister of Justice.
No, sorry, Montague, no. When he was the
Minister of Justice. He man of Minister of Justice.
Montague.
No, that's national security.
No, national security, yes,
Yeah,
sorry, national security.
I choke at the Minister
what I want
of Justice.
to say, yeah, Mota, what I want to say is like, I hear you tell Mr. Bunting when he was the Minister for Justice.
No, man, Mr. Bunting was the Minister of National Security.
Yes. It seems that they have it like a mix-up.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, me understand. What you say?
Yeah, I hear you tell him that when the crime was wicked in the country in a couple years back, I hear you tell him that he must go to the foreign country and check.
Go to Burundi.
Yeah, go to the foreign country and check on what these white men do to curb crime.
No, it's not only white man, I say them going on. I say them go to Burundi because them did have a civil war and them now is one of the biggest, fastest rising economy in Africa. I tell them go to Colombia. I tell them must go to Colombia. So it's the only white country I remember saying was Norway and New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so where that say now?
Yeah, but me I say, these men not going to do that in a motor. They're not going to listen to you, because you what me know. If you curb crime in this country, you can control crime. You can't stop crime. But you can bring it under control.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of money to curb crime.
But them have the money, man.
Because you what me know. They're not going to spend it.
Yeah.
They're not going to spend that money. All right, you hear me? If it take $100 billion to curb crime in a Jamaican, they're not going to spend that money and do that. Because they want that money for themselves.
Why them no want curb crime? Why you think them no want curb crime?
Boy, I don't know, but somebody must be benefiting heavy out of this thing.
Of course, all about people that benefit from crime. You ever hear anybody that benefit from crime? The man them want make gun benefit from crime. The morgue, the funeral part of them are benefit from crime. A whole heap of people are benefit from crime, man.
Another thing again, the opposition leader must stop this thing because here Mr. Phillips talk about people overseas must come back to the country, come invest. Oh, you can't say a thing like this when the country is so terrible in a crime.
So why shouldn't say that?
Encourage people from whoever so
to come invest.
To come to your country, come invest when crime. Why them people are mad in a rasta?
So you don't have no business.
No, I don't have no business.
You look for go away?
No, I don't have no business. We work with people, man. I don't have no business.
I ask if you look for fly out.
Boy, I don't understand them, man. Them man come like something wrong with them.
You know answer what me ask. Yo, you didn't ask, you hear me ask you?
No, I never hear that.
Me ask if you look for go away, if you look for leave the island.
No.
Why not?
No, I not look for leave the country.
Why?
Right
Why not?
But
Why
right
not?
now I go and struggle in my little life, you know?
Yeah, but you see, all right, you say so, right? So why you wouldn't want a man come invest in the country that maybe him could employ you to make a better life for you?
Well, that is true, but on the other hand, Muta, these people not gonna come to Jamaica to invest in the crime where the crime rate is so high.
But support me
so
tell
I'm
you
saying that I'm saying that it is a good thing enough. It encourage the investor.
Yeah, but them
not
going to
come invest.
Yeah.
But listen to me now.
Yeah.
These people are seeing and these people are hearing.
All right, so let me ask you a question. How come so much China people are come invest? And so much white people are come from Germany to come invest? A whole heap of them are come invest, you know see that?
Yeah, I see that.
Then come here and say the people them now go come. A whole heap of them are come. You know so much hotel are built on the North Coast.
Yeah.
Well, so all them are come invest and say them now go come. There are more hotel are built on the North Coast and other anyways.
Some we come, you know.
Yeah, but you just said them now go come.
Well, maybe that is a mistake, I should say. Maybe some will come, but the rest now go come because all right. The man you go be the mistake. I think they are Chinaman. Yeah, we employ must be over 100 people.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks back.
Then you know, the Chinaman them take over Kingston. You know, the Mexican them a build hotel and the Spaniard them a build hotel pan the North Coast and take away the beach from way. And then the China them soon start build hotel pan the North Coast or something. So I don't know why you said you must stop telling the people them to come invest because of crime. It look like people them love when the criminality go on here because the more crime there, so the more tourists are come here. You know, to the people them, you know, the tourism big down at Trenchtown.
Yes.
Then you think black people are going down there, some white people and some Japanese are going down there because they want to which part Bob Marley come from. And enough crime. They're all over the place. But if you go at any session, any night at all, you see Japanese and you see it kind of have a paradoxical kind of thinking about it, really irony, that the crime so big yet still tourism expand. The crime big but tourism expand. And you'd have been saying the tourists who want to come here. And
that's true still. That's true. But Muta, honestly speaking, when a man like that, you know, as a leader, opposition leader, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and when you invite investors to come in your country and the crime rate is so high,
but
you know, other people maybe I look
so when they must say, all right,
when the man really attacks.
So may I ask you, when they must say, all right, where you want them say, don't come here now because the crime high, and that you want them say?
No, I'm not say that still, but
yeah, but yeah, so when the man say, I'm gonna invite people to come here and the crime rate so high, so he mustn't invite people.
Well, it cannot touch on go because
I have nothing to do with it, man. Not touch on no go, man. If me a prime minister, me I invite all when civil war there, I'm gonna invite people. Me say come look for the people, them a kill off them one another. And make some money and fight. Anyway, we have to move, Bridget. We have to move.
All right, move.
Yes. Yes. Man, you think the government are going to tell people about don't come to Jamaica because crime rate heavy? No, sir. You go all Iraq, you know, them have tourists down there. You'd never believe it. All Yemen, Afghanistan. You think the tourism not big in Afghanistan? We know I go like people afraid. People not afraid to go to a certain place like how we afraid to stay here. So most Jamaican people, especially young people, them have the opportunity to go away. Them gone. Them not stay here. A Sanchez, she have no ambition, that's why she's there. She have no ambition. With her all sort of degree from university, sit down in a Jamaica about she had Triton. Where you Triton, by the way? Eh? Say you produce Mutabaruka program. Ambitionless. If I was your mother, I'd say, I'd strip you naked and put you in a hand's nest to stand up.
Yes, Muta?
Yes, man.
Yeah. Me just want you to remember our African ancestors in Haiti, the revolution, the 14th August Monday come, 1791, and of course a bookman, the voodoo priest from Jamaica who led that revolution in Haiti.
A man, same way I invite you in church, you know. I tell him to prepare.
Oh yes, Richmond Park. Tell him say that will work out. We will work things out for real, because I look forward for that. And I notice a Christian evangelist a come to try to save you.
We got a long time. Can't save me again. We got a long time. Can't save me at
no
time.
Redemption.
No, sir. Not that kind of redemption there. Not that kind of redemption.
Him say without the Christian Bible, there is no hope.
No, sir. You have to be born again.
I tell you.
Water. You have to baptize with water.
Bible, they really have the minds of our people totally enslaved. There's nothing outside of that.
There's nothing to... All of them spiritual awakening is based upon one book. So there's no balance in them thinking. We say, you know, them don't have nothing else.
No knowledge from any other
anything else. Nothing else. Terrible, man. Terrible.
Total mental slavery that.
Yeah, man,
no wonder Marcus can emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Yeah, man. The man that say water go baptize me, born again by water. You know, you go, a man go duck in the water and it's supposed to make a difference in your life because a man hold you down in the water and whisper the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
And you notice when you said to him, so about people who don't know nothing about this Hebrew Christian Bible.
Yeah, we can't read. Him say,
madness.
Yes, them will hear about it. Everybody say the same thing. All of them say the same thing, Virgin. It's like an army.
All of them say the same
thing. It's an army, you know. Yes.
Fanatical man.
Yes. All right, Bridget.
Total slavery. So like our bookman was a voodoo priest, imagine how them here.
May I tell you, man. And even the one them who say most Christian use voodoo to, Paul Bogle to Francis St. Thomas said, them man, even though them they are church, you know. Them man, they never left them African retention.
No, but you see, the Christian church thing was just a front because due to the whole racist British colonialist thing, them had to disguise them thing because remember, Paul Bogle most famous saying was, remember your color and cleave to the black.
Cleave to the black, black for black, yeah man, cleave to black.
Yes. Paul Bogle, remember your color and cleave to the black.
Yes, them not like here, them not why I remember say Paul Bogle didn't say that.
No. You notice them not talk the part there?
No, them not want to say him say cleave to black. Them not want to say that because you know, as a churchman, as a deacon in the church, black people the only place them could attack and free up themselves was in the church.
Precisely.
Anyway, some have to go hide in a cave and all them stuff.
You on a road to be able to express certain things.
Everywhere they will do it, just like in America. Most of the gospel tune them was mass, was like code.
Code. It's true.
Most of them was code. Yes. Harriet Tubman show you that.
Yes.
Anyway.
And all the thing, and all the hymn there is change the words is not we shall overcome, is we will overcome.
Yeah.
And it's we as African people that talk about, but we just use the religion thing as a mask, as a cover for the real thing.
Guys, yeah man.
Guys, yes, we know that.
Whole heap of black people don't know that. If you can look on it too, in a Jamaica, a woman and a man will go to church, and them in them 50s, 60s. But it's from something serious happen, like them mother are going to feel like them mother are going dead, or them father are going dead. And Obia man, them go to,
Straight.
Obia man, them go to.
Yes,
all you them talk about Jesus save and Jesus this and Jesus that. Anytime something really affect them go find a Obia man.
Them go to the real source of where them really believe in and practice.
Yes, of course.
It's true.
Of course.
All of them, whether them want to call themselves Christian, Muslim, or whatever, because now West Africa, them have a way to call them 50-50, Some of them who say them are Muslim, them profess it in the daytime, but in the night, it's the African religion.
I see that in Africa too. I see that in Africa.
Them call them 50-50.
I see that in Gambia, I see that in South Africa, that them really profess Jesus Christ as them Lord and Savior, and then look more way see them down the corner. Oh gosh, man! You know what? No more, no African.
It's the real African spirituality and religion.
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, man. Anyway, give thanks, Virgin. Give thanks.
All right. Well, the brother, he might go die without saving you.
Whole heap of them tell me that. Whole heap of them out there, them a pray for me. I'm glad still.
Me know one.
Maybe I not a guide me.
Let Mutabaruka mend his ways.
No man, you hear them say? Them say, me's a good fellow, It's just that me do have the spirit of God in me, but them can't see where God go and grab me from the hard grips of the devil and save me because I have the potential.
Yeah, because you're really good at heart, but it's just true.
Yeah, the spirit.
The blood. You know, reach the full
blood of Jesus not wash me yet. The blood of Jesus. Because you have to use water wash and then wash with the blood of the lamb too,
Yes.
Yes, anyway. I look forward to the washing. Give thanks, yeah?
All right, give thanks. Blessed.
Cutting edge, up to the brim. We are getting information. So here goes.
Hey guys. I hope you're good. I just came out of a meeting, and when you have those odd meetings and you don't know why the meeting is odd, and then halfway through you realize exactly what the oddity of the meeting is? So check this out. I'm sitting in a meeting with some partners, and we're busy talking about constructing a specific fund that's going to work predominantly for black entrepreneurs. One small problem. There are 7 companies in the room. We're the only black fund, or fund run by black people. How's that work? So on the drive back, I started thinking, have you noticed how, it certainly seems to me, the only people that have been able to build patronage out of suffering have predominantly been white people building white patronage out of black suffering. Now, I know what's going to happen after this. Is some of you will post and call me racist. Some of you will say, we are disappointed in you. But I think there's a part of South Africans where we have to have the ability to have honest conversations, even if the conversations are uncomfortable. That's the first thing to say. The second thing to say is this is not intended at the, well-meaning do-gooders who do good work. We see you, we acknowledge you, and we love the work you do, regardless of what skin color you are. But this is a deep conversation aimed specifically at black people from all walks of life, whether you're in business or you're in the political circles or social circles or whatever, to ask ourselves the question, how come the people that construct solutions for black issues are almost always never black people? At a macro level, you can say, how come the people that construct solutions for Africa are almost always non-African? It's true, isn't it? I mean, they meet somewhere in Europe, in Paris somewhere, have a conversation about funding for African countries, and then we get the money, but the terms of the money don't work. It's true, too, I think, for this specific problem. So think about it this way. For those of you that are going to say that I'm racist, 2 weeks ago I was in Durban, and I was speaking to a business group of Durbanites. Some of them are probably the wealthiest people in this country. The room was almost exclusively Indian, and the room was run by Indian entrepreneurs who are 3rd and 4th generation in the family. Kudos to them. They get it. Their businesses, their solutions, right? But a few years ago, I had the opportunity to speak at a conference by some Jewish business people overseas. In fact, it was in New York. The room was almost predominantly Jewish. So think about it this way. How come the people You'll never find a black person running a company that's 100% Jewish owned, or a black person running a company that's 100% Indian owned. This is not going to happen, right? If the Jewish community has a specific issue, whether here or in any other part of the world, the Jewish community will trust Jewish people and Jewish resources to fix that problem. So too for the Indian community, and predominantly too for the white people. The only people, it seems to me, who construct solutions for black people are white people. We don't construct solutions for ourselves. Now, think about it this way. No matter how well-intended the person on the other side of the table is, the truth is, their perspective of the problem will almost always be academic, because they're not immersed in the problem. If you talk to me about lack of electrification or no access to water, it's not an academic issue for me, because Langkulekona, there were shacks just around the corner where people didn't have electricity and no water. So I get their reality, I get how they live, I get the issues that they have, right? Just a block away from my mother's house. But if I have to drive into a township to find the poor suffering blacks, and then help the same poor suffering blacks by creating some sort of NPO and help them, then I'm not constructing solutions that are constructed by those people. The reason, I'm going to tell you, BE hasn't worked, and you can cut it any way you want, it hasn't worked. It hasn't. The reason it hasn't worked was because the first version of BE was about ownership and ownership transfer, and effectively what happened is the only people that benefited were the white banks and the white law firms. Because they got the money up front, they got paid to do the work. The banks did the financing, the law firms did the contracting. White banks, white law firms, black economic empowerment. Fast forward to version 2 of BE, and then we start talking about skills development. We start talking about enterprise development and supply development. Who are the largest enterprise development agencies in South Africa? Who gets the biggest budgets for enterprise development in South Africa? Who gets the biggest budget for supply development in South Africa? It's not black firms. Yet when you go to those agencies, almost all of them are aimed at black entrepreneurs. Now, I'm not passing a judgment about those people. I'm talking to black people. I'm asking, how come we are not the ones that construct the solutions for ourselves? It seems to me an oddity, and look around and I'm the only black person in it. Now, there's a big part of it about how do we enable and empower others, and I agree with you on that. But I think the question for you to ask yourself as a thought for me, and it's just a thought, it's a random thought. I'm sitting in my office and I just had a random thought, so we're just recording it. A thought is this: what are you going to do in your own space as a person to ensure that us as a people are able to speak for and represent our own interests? Because nobody knows what is in our benefit better than us. You can cut it any way you want. You can call me whatever name you want. But you cannot take away from the reality of the problem. How many schools that are built for low to middle income black homes are owned by black people? We send our kids there, granted. How many of them are owned by black people? So when we talk about bringing a sense of an Afrocentricity to education, you get the reason that the education system, neither the education system nor the curriculum has Afrocentrism at its heart, is because it's not constructed by Africans. Like, it's not rocket science, right? Go to any Jewish school. Go to one Jewish school today and show me one Jewish school run by a black person of any color, right? Black, Indian colored, and of any religious denotation. Find me one. Ain't gonna happen. Because they know that nobody understands the issues of their community better than they do. And it's not about being exclusive in nature. It's not about precluding others from enjoying your culture. But there is a difference between coming in and enjoying what we've built and just giving us the space to build it. And I'm arguing that I think black people need a space to just build for themselves. If you're a black entrepreneur watching this, how many events have you gone to as a black entrepreneur that are put together by white companies talking to black entrepreneurs about entrepreneurship? I posted a video about a year ago that went viral. You guys remember where I said, how come there are no enterprise development agencies in townships where the black entrepreneurs are? And you can ask that about 1,000 other things, right? How come the schools that are intended for low to middle income black homes are not in townships where the population is? Yeah? How come the banks aren't opening up more branches where the population is? They're still opening up predominantly in the towns and the suburbs. It's because I think we haven't thought through how do we ensure that we are the people building solutions for ourselves. They, whoever they are, can join us. They can help us, but they can't dictate the direction for us. My sense is so far, that direction's been dictated. It's just a random thought. Give me a comment. Tell me what you think.
Yes, South African brethren obviously is a brethren in a good job as a South African. A good job as a South African. I ask some serious question. Serious question. I hope people don't know, say most of the school them in Jamaica was started by the churches when white people was here. So the education is directed to the development of a white mind, a European intended mind. And even though some of will get through the crack, the majority will never get through the crack. So what we have now is a system where we get indoctrinated rather than educated. And most of our leaders go through the church same way, and the same church run the school same way. And that is how they maintain them supremacy amongst people who them never present amongst the people them. But the people them is so engulfed into that thinking that them accept the thinking as theirs and use the thinking as theirs. And they recognize it is set there to maintain a certain supremacy, a certain level of supremacy against the people them. But when we say these things, it stay away. Give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy. You want a yellow party now? Yes? Like a petite lady out there. What a petite lady them left me with a night time now. And then the petite lady outside there at the operator. And another little petite lady inside us named Sanjay, yes, who they are with till 2 o'clock, as she say. One yellow Vita, a brethren who save way. Many times when we come in hungry, and when we go out hungry, he always there and me hungry. So when we say me hungry, you know say me really hungry. But we have a place near me hungry where we can go and full my belly. So we give thanks for that. This, you know, so we go there forward again from 2 o'clock to 5:45 on the stepping razor, the art of war.